Thank you for being so patient. We still had a few folks that we were trying to get seated. You were being great, and you look super. So let's get this going, right? So hello and welcome. And I am Deborah Larson. I'm Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. On behalf of the trustees of the California State University and the faculty, staff, and students of Chico State, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the 2021 commencement for California State University, Chico. In this most unusual time, we have taken every precaution as outlined by our state and county health professions. While we are seated, socially distanced, we may all remove our masks. Graduates, however, when you stand up to cross the stage, please put your mask back on, and you will be instructed when you can remove that mask right before you cross the stage. Got it? Good. All right, we begin this ceremony with an acknowledgement that we are mindful that Chico State stands on the lands that were originally occupied by the first people of this area, the Matupta. And we recognize their distinctive spiritual relationship with this land and the waters that run through campus. We are humbled that our campus resides upon sacred lands that once sustained the Matupta people for centuries. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Jordi Beretta, musical theater major, who will sing the national anthem. Please rise. Thank you, Jordi. Please be seated. It is now my great honor to introduce the president of our university, Dr. Gail Hutchinson. In her years here at Chico State, first as faculty, chair, and dean, and now as our president for nearly 5 years, President Hutchinson has shown consistent support for undergraduate and graduate students. President Hutchinson, we appreciate you and all that you do to welcome, embrace, encourage, engage our students. Thank you.
Good morning, class of 21. Good morning. I hope you're as excited as we are. So greetings to our graduates and welcome families and friends. who are joining us in this celebration virtually. Today, we gather to celebrate the achievements of our persistent and extraordinary class of 2021 as they take their place in the distinguished company of university-educated scholars. Their resilience and perseverance under the most difficult of circumstances serves as a source of inspiration for myself and for the entire Chico State community. Before I begin, I'd like to introduce the platform party. To my right, Provost Deborah Larson. In the second row, I have Dr. Terrence Lau, Dean of the College of Business, and Dr. Betsy Boyd, Chair of the Academic Senate and faculty in the College of Agriculture. And in the front row, directly behind me, is Dr. Tracy Butts, Dean of the College of Humanities and Fine Arts. And our extraordinary guest speaker this morning, history major in the College of Humanities and Fine Arts. Please give a warm welcome for Emma Kirchhoff. You know, graduates, we're here this morning to celebrate you and all that you have achieved over the course of your studies. Many of you have dreamed of this moment for a long time, and you've not traveled this path alone. Your parents, guardians, significant others, family members, and friends supported your journey. They saw great qualities in you, as we did, and helped you achieve your dreams. Let's take a moment to thank them with a wave, a salute, a cheer, but make it really loud so all of those who are streaming virtually can truly hear you. Let's give them a high praise and thanks. Graduates, it is my hope that you will take the education you received at Chico State and continue to live our time-honored values. Be independent thinkers and engaged citizens. Develop your own views and voice based on your education, and use that voice and those views to positively impact the world. This does not mean that you have all the answers. I know you understand how important it is to acknowledge differences of opinion and to learn to work across divides and to discover new ways of being and living and thinking. This inclusive attitude is certainly something that has been a part of your undergraduate studies. Chico State embraces diversity and works really hard to create community and connectedness. We are proud of our culture of caring and the sense of place that is instilled in all of our graduates. We are the Wildcat family. During your time with us, it is my hope that you have learned to speak courageously and confidently, to take risks, admit when you're wrong, and dare to fail. For it is through failure we learn to solve problems. It is through failure where we learn to succeed next time. Graduates, you are acutely aware that you are entering the world at a time of deep uncertainty and anxiety. There are great challenges and great prospects for your generation. How do we mitigate and prevent catastrophic events like the Camp Fire and other historical fires? How do we prevent the next global pandemic? How do we respond to the progress and collective will of a nation to demand racial justice and racial equality? How do we feed a population expected to grow to almost 10 billion in decades ahead? What steps can we take to live more sustainable lives and build a more resilient future? The pandemic has shown us that we are all connected and vulnerable in more ways than perhaps we ever imagined. How we respond to adversity truly matters, and lives truly depend on it. I want to share a quote with you this morning by National Youth Poet Laureate Amanda Gorman from her piece, The Miracle of Mourning. While we might feel small, separate, and all alone, our people have never been more closely tethered. The question isn't if we will weather this unknown, but how we will weather this unknown together. Graduates, your skills, your wisdom, your values and experiences are needed more than ever in today's world. Through your academic journey in search of knowledge, you have been tested and learned that you are resilient. You have been challenged and sharpened your ability to think critically and make informed decisions. Above all, you have succeeded, and now you realize that you are strong and wise and ready. Let's be clear, graduates. The future and reality we face today is not the reality we lived in when you started here at Chico State several years ago. Life has changed for all of us. You have the distinction of graduating at a pivotal moment in history. So what happens next? What decisions will you make? Your education and your beliefs are foundational. Now you will build on top of that carefully layered foundation. There has never been a more important time to make a difference than now. Graduates, when we're finished today, you will hold in your hand the key to a future that may seem or have seemed unreachable not so long ago. You will join the ranks of more than 172,390 others who are graduates of Chico State, the second oldest and one of the most innovative campuses in the country's largest public university system, the California State University. Graduates, the world is yours to make better. A college degree equips you to respond to the changes in yourself and in the world around you that inevitably will occur over our lifetime. So today, take pride in your accomplishments. We are immensely proud of what you've done, and even more, we look forward to what you will do when you leave us. It is now my distinct honor to introduce Dr. Elizabeth Boyd, Betsy Boyd, Professor of Agriculture and Chair of the Academic Senate. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, President Hutcherson. Good morning, graduates. My name is Betsy Boyd, and I serve as the chair of the Academic Senate. And in this role, I speak to you on behalf of the faculty, students, staff, and admin that are all senators in our university. However, as a faculty member from the College of Agriculture and a first-generation graduate, I also speak to you from my heart when I say, congratulations. When I found out a few weeks ago, like you all did, that Chico State would hold in-person ceremonies for the commencement this year, I wondered, what could I possibly say that would matter to students who just lived through some of the greatest challenges in local, national, and worldwide history? As a scholar, I sought information, and 3 questions rose to the top. How did you continue a degree online when some of you may have never even imagined taking a single online class? Why would you continue to work toward a degree when the world around you seems so uncertain? And what does it really mean to graduate in the middle of a pandemic and great social unrest? To the first question, how did you do it? From my research, I found it took a family of wildcat professors who rose to the occasion, who made the best to shift to online by developing courses in a new format. It took a wildcat family of staff who advised, listened, and offered time and solutions to the obstacles you faced. It took a wildcat family of students who were primed for this moment because you already knew how to connect with social distance. And it took one VIP, you. Because you could, you did. You found a way to learn, adapt, and persevere. But why did you do it? Well, research on this identified that it was because your education is, in fact, essential. Because your professors and advisors and friends and family cared and wouldn't let you down. Because you needed to do it for someone, but most of all, you needed to do it for yourself. And so, to the final question, what does it mean to earn a diploma at this time? It means you are one in over 45 million bachelor's degrees in the United States, and that you are one among these millions with a very, very, very special degree that signifies to the world that you looked adversity straight in the eye and responded with courage, knowledge, perseverance, strength, wisdom, generosity, and compassion. It means that you are up for any challenge in life. You are globally prepared, civically minded, resilient, primed for social and climate justice, and most of all, you have become a true Chico State Wildcat. So in a moment of personal privilege, as your last professor standing before you, I'd like to all see you raise your real hands and put them together if you are ready to graduate. Congratulations. All right, and it is now my esteemed pleasure to introduce Emma Kirchhoff, candidate for a degree in history, to provide a graduate's reflection on this day and this momentous moment. Congratulations again.
To my family, surprise! And if I cry, no, I didn't, it's just the allergies. Hello to everybody else. My name is Emma Kirchhoff, and I am proud to be graduating with a degree in history with the option in social sciences pre-credential. To begin, I'd like to start off, of course, with a congratulations to the class of 2021. Nope. How I am up here today to address College of Humanities and Fine Arts and management majors from the College of Business is a complete mystery to me, because I know there are English majors there who could have written something more beautiful in their sleep. I'm also positive nobody's ever made that joke before. This is a student reflection speech, and I would be remiss not to reflect on the elephant in the room. We're graduating college during a pandemic. Our classes have been attended from our bed or our couch or our kitchen table for the last 2.5 semesters. And if you're anything like me, you're sick and tired of hearing about how hard it's been, because we know. However, aware of that as we are, there's much more for us all to be aware of when it comes to being graduates of Zoom University, California State University, Chico. The most important thing to be aware of, in my opinion, is uncertainty, or the lack of being aware of what comes next. And that sounds scary, but trust me on this one. There's one thing that is certain, and we've heard it today already. We are going to face uncertainty moving forward. Whether it's in how to get started in a new career, whether or not to go to grad school, or what series to binge now, there's always something to be uncertain about. But by now, we are experts at leaning into uncertainty and hoping for the best outcome. It's what got us here today. It's been our lives for the last year and 9 weeks since we began lockdown, as we lived and breathed in uncertainty, and yet, somehow, we've managed to make it through. We have participated in every Zoom activity known to man. We've sat through accidental unmutings, technical difficulties, and maybe even the accidental message to everyone during an HFA student ambassador event about winging a presentation to prospective students. My apologies, Dr. Tinkler. And yet here we are in person, mostly. We are fortunate to have a university comfortable enough with uncertainty that they put off announcing a decision about in-person ceremonies until it actually began to seem possible. We are fortunate to have faculty and staff willing to help us through the unknown with guidance, leeway, and support, even as they adjust their own courses to help and plan for another uncertain semester. We are fortunate to have our loved ones there to figure out how to join a stream just to see us walk across this stage. We are fortunate to belong to a college that will rent out an entire drive-in movie theater just to bring us together in the safest way possible. And we are above all fortunate to have found our place on this campus. Whether that's in business management, in English, in musical and theater arts, or in my personal favorite, in the history department. And since we are all fortunate, I tried to make this speech as universal as possible because we all have folks we'd love to thank. So as I say these next few sentences, fill in the blanks with the folks that you would like to thank, and make a mental note to send them a thank you or an email later. I would not be who I am today without Professor Thompson's comments on one of my first history papers, telling me that I'd make a great history major, or without Dr. DeForest or Dr. Lewis pushing me to work harder to become one. I could honestly give every single one of my professors a shout out here, because every person I've encountered in these last 4 years have made a monumental impact in who I am. To my friends and family watching, your support has meant the world. But enough about me, because today is about us. No matter who you thought of as I gave my own thanks, there's one thing I am sure we are all grateful for, and that is being here today to graduate. We've achieved something amazing and should be incredibly proud. Once again, congratulations to the class of 2021, and best of luck in the uncertainty that comes next.
Thank you, Emma. Good morning. I am Terrence Lau, Dean of the College of Business. President Hutchinson and Provost Larson, it is my profound honor to introduce the candidates for degrees from the College of Humanities and Fine Arts and the College of Business Management program. Faculty marshals, will you please present the candidates for degrees?
Genna Rosalie Becker. Megan Quijada. Joe Linker. Corey Wheeler. Pachi Lore.
Gerbir Kuner.
Hope Lindsay. Brendan Short. Chaz Patton. Casey Wallen. Benjamin Fate Longmire. Mark Eugene Middleton. Alyssa Lynn Emmenheiser.
Ryan Martinez.
Luna Ray Retzer. Jorge Perez. Olivia E. Dion.
Christian Stephen Rott.
Allie Hoff.
Sierra Kalustian, Bianca de la Rosa, Matthew Lane Calvin, Jack Tanner Hempel, Spencer Montgomery McNairn,
Tiffany Harben, Hunter Lee Roberts, Walker David Adams, Damian Valle, Lily Rhodey Brooks, Stephen Dean,
Isaac Espinoza, Mitchell Arthur Lowry,
Noe Luis Umaña,
Nayeli Maria Gonzalez,
Emma Kirchhoff,
Colton Lee Falsken, Joseph William Hodapp, Harjut Singh Saprai,
Stephen Michael Vandereff, Ivan Tinoco,
Judson Toon,
Daniel Lewis Gunatileka,
Gianna Lyle,
Preston Scott Begbie, Kirsten Mcfaul, Jorge Hernandez,
Lowell Whitney,
Thalia Laura Pierce,
Spencer Daniel Nielsen,
L. Spears, Alondra Juarez Heredia,
Sally Elizabeth Van Tassel,
Eric C. Rodaville, Alexander Muir Smith, Derek Byam,
Camila Guarda Madriasa,
Tony Emerson Ball. Liam Thompson.
Nathan Langone.
Alexandra Kriz. Tavona Blessing Lindo.
Chase Greystoke Arrington. Zachary Stanley Lee. Anna Soto.
Elizabeth Marie Hyder.
Stacy Polmeyer.
Claire Elizabeth Somerset Timpain. Kendall Vargas.
Eric Trignani. Shelby Renee Pedersen. Zachary Daniel Plowman.
James Neiswanger.
Jennifer Rose McIntyre. Henny Linker. Philip Sponfellner.
Arthur Hanusek.
Ryan Michael Fagan. Prince Aubert.
Robert McCrae Dudman. Daniel Cevallos.
Brianna Montgomery. Gregory Pessin. Joseph Andrew Hughes. Omar Gutierrez.
Oscar Saucedo. Kaiana Taylor Hatch.
Matthew Samuel Pankin.
Oliver Lall. Cora Cahill. Emily Beats. Natsumi Kawamura. Mariah McDonald. Talia Rempel. Jerry Bonnell.
Shirley McCoy.
Alani Brown.
Trevor Lee Horn. Nicholas Aaron Rico.
Shane Finton Boyle. Christopher Julian Mendez. Paige Karis Whittle. Crystal Bell Enos. Kelsey Nicole Snyder. Sean Aiken. Rosario Lozano. Sydney Evans.
Dylan James Walker. Edwin Baena. Daisy Stephanie Velasquez. Yahaira Alejandro Rocha. Chase Andrew Siegel. Angel Sanchez.
Lucas Harrison. Gabriella Rose Joya. Anthony McKinney. Timothy Wall.
Adrian Mendoza. Amanda Christine Hamlin.
Brianna Gorman. Nicole Applestill. Tiffany Biro. Savannah Tristan. Tim Hayes. Angelica Maria Cuevas.
Amber Dawn Thompson.
Jeffrey Bark. Crystal Holzhauer.
Manuel Macias. Lily Forsyth. Bianca Carrera. Joy Suksengme. Christopher McConnell. Joseph Majori.
Patricia Scarlett Huerta. Carlos A. Ramirez. Sarai Barcenas Silva, Julie Yang, Kelly Iovani Dominguez, Kayla de los Santos,
Gao Nao He, Kimi Luna Pasqua,
Patrick Hale, Leaf Keeley Bramer, Ivan Barbontine, Gerjo Kaur Mann, Sophia Mari Diaz,
Miles Robert Johnston, Ryan Parker Wynn,
Alma Pina, Aaron Baber, Sienna Sarah Salcedo, Brianna Rose Wilburn,
Austin Jeffrey Road, Aidan Mcentee, Connor Lee Shadowens, Pedro Enrique Godemar Merino, Aurea Cipollini,
Maite Medina, Kimberly Marie Green, Joseph McMurchie, Genna Rosauer, Maria Teresa Callahan,
Merritt Lucille Hotmer,
Rogelio Tadeo Davila, Brittany Grace Williams,
Cole Philip Galley,
Freddie Oswaldo Menendez, Connor Harris McFarland,
Austin Thomas Giroux, Diego Sanchez, Ryan Wade McCasland, Keenan Larkin,
Sabrina Winstead, Kyla Ariana Barriga Ashurst, Mary Wagner, Chase Carr.
Ryan Lawrence Kennedy.
Elena Cuadros Gonzalez.
Jocelyn Esmeralda Rodriguez. Zachary Briles.
Nicholas Orion Schenken.
Mackenzie Ray Salisbury.
Ryan Robert Netzer.
Elon Falus.
Edward Stephen Mata.
Madison Kudo. Carlos A. Gomez. Deborah Singh.
Shannon Folk. Louis Glarza.
Jeffrey Refuerzo Garcia.
Ethan Edward Wright.
Curvy Cerezo.
Larissa Rodriguez.
Blake Jacobs.
Chadwick Daniel Fisher. Alexis Cheyenne Whitaker. Emily Anaí Ramos. Camilla Rose Sterling.
Maria Alejandra Valencia Santos.
Alexis Ayala Ruiz. Megan Hyatt. Kylia Eames. Emma Leanne Wilson.
Mireya Raya.
Diego Ramos. Ian Garret Evenson.
Juan Francisco Lopez.
Angelea Heartsong. Kimberly Jean Schmidt.
Joseph Lee Gall. Quinn Hall. Reynaldo Hernandez Jr.
Rocio Lopez. Vanessa Lisette Aguirre. Nathan Murray Wright.
Right at that orange, stand right on top of it. Okay, go ahead.
David Barajas.
Kevin Reese. Lance Winchester Huber. Caleb Nolan. Sean Tyler McDonald. Marie Swanson. Sydney Lind Corkery. Jonathan Tyler Duggan. Michael Robert Fleischman.
Yeah, Fleischman!
Cody J. Roberts. Nick Kerfurst.
Yeah, Nick!
All the way down.
Mario Mena Savala. DeMarco Del Curto. Jamal Al-Sagir. Javier Palacio. Joshua Bustamante. Hogan Hotzenbeiler. Kareem Richani. Mohammed Al-Sagir. Casey Schneider. William Young.
Bailey Pollock.
Oh, we got it. Let him get a picture. And now go.
Bailey Pollock.
Bailey Pollock.
Head to that dot. Take your photo.
Armin Jonathan Malik. Rhodacia Marie James.
Rhodacia
Marie James.
Now go take your photo. You're out somewhere.
Okay, we'll wait one more minute as everyone finds their seats, because this is the moment you've been waiting for. Okay, so graduates, we're almost there. Stay with me. I know it's a little windy, but now the moment you've been waiting for. Now, in a normal year, we would be hugging you and you throw your caps in the air and we dance and just really engage with one another. But during this pandemic, we can't do that. So we're going to rise together, socially distance, and I will say the words that you're ready to hear and that you've worked so hard for. And then after that, the faculty marshals will lead you out of the stadium by row and into the world as graduates of the California State University Chico and forever members of the Wildcat family. So please follow their instructions closely. And before we start, make sure your tassels are on the right side. So put them on the right. Are you ready? Oh, well, let me see if you're ready. Are you ready? Degree candidates, please rise. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the trustees of the California State University, I confer upon each of you the bachelor's degree appropriate with the course of study you have pursued, with all the attendant rights, responsibilities, and distinctions pertaining thereto. Graduates, you may now move your tassels to the left of your cap to signify this momentous occasion. To the fierce and extraordinary class of 2021, on behalf of the entire Chico State community, with joy for the moment and hope for the future, I offer each of you, each and every one of you, my heartfelt and hearty congratulations.
Graduates of the class of 2021, congratulations. Your faculty marshals will now instruct you on how to exit the stadium.